Hi guys, it's Debbie from What's Mama Cooking For Us. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. Today's day 7 of cookies, and today's going to be the last day of new cookies because then I'm going to start on my traditional cookies, and I'll leave a link above for you to go check those out. I'm going to do some holiday trash, the M&M cookies, chocolate Italian cookies, and white Italian cookies. And yeah, those are all great recipes. Go check them out. And today we're making a chocolate cookie, and we're going to dip them in white chocolate with candy cane sprinkles on top. They're going to be so delicious and so cute. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients. We need 2 cups of flour, a half a cup of cocoa, a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, a half a cup of sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 large eggs, and some almond. I'm using almond, but of course you can use any flavoring you want. And yeah, so let's get started. These are going to be simple and easy, of course. All right, and as always, we're going to start with butter. I always leave my butter out overnight, guys. I'll put it out before I go to bed or take it out early in the morning. And that's perfectly fine. No big deal. But if you have to, you can take it and melt it in the microwave. I mean, not melt it, soften it. Yeah, soften it. I love cream and butter and sugar, if you haven't noticed. Okay, so for sugar, we need a half a cup of white sugar. And I always tell you, I keep a half a cup right here in my container, so that makes my life easier. And I have a half a cup in my brown sugar as well. And we have to pack the sugar. Make sure it's packed. That's a half. And another half to make 1 cup. Okay. We're just going to get this started a little bit. This is the fun part. I don't know what it is about this. I keep saying this in all my videos, but I don't know what it is about this, but this is just so fun to me. Cream and sugar. And people use their mixers, but I'm like, I want to see it and play with it, and yeah. So just getting that started. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of almond, but you could use any flavoring. Always use your favorite. I always put a little bit extra because I just love that almond. And our 2 eggs. Let's just do those in the bowl just in case we get a shell. I don't see any shells. Please hold. I did get a shell in there. Oh. So there's our 2 eggs. And I always like to give mine a little beat, just to get things going. And that's it for our wet ingredients. I'm going to mix this up a little bit more. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, let's add our eggs. Go slow at first. And then we're going to put our dry ingredients together. And, you know, I took home ec in school. I mean, of course, my mother taught me how to do most of all this. Let me grab a spatula. But I took home ec in school for years. I took it every year I could because I love to eat and I love to cook. And so our teacher would always tell us to start with your wet or dry ingredients and get separate bowls, because you need a bowl for your wet, a bowl for your dry. And she also taught me, well, I had the same teacher for a few years, but I had a couple different ones. But always get all your ingredients out. Go over your list of ingredients so you make sure you have everything first before you decide to make them. And then get everything out and make sure you have everything. And get the measuring spoons, and so you have everything set. And it just makes everything easier. And always to double check your recipe, which I'm not that good at that. I'm like, I don't know what you want to say. I just want to do it. But I've, over the years, getting better, except for during these days of Christmas cookies that I've been making. I haven't been following my recipes like I should be. But you guys, make sure you follow your recipe and double check, because, you know, sometimes they can be fixed, but a lot of times you're going to have to throw it away if you were to put like way too much baking powder, or if you know, put too much salt, something like that. So just double check those. And I'm going to beat this a little bit more off camera. Okay, so I creamed this together really well. If you have a mixer, of course, use your mixer. But what I do is I just vigorously go like this so that it's like doing what the machine would do. So that's all set, and we'll set that aside, and we'll start with put together our dry ingredients. So here I have 2 cups of flour. If you guys have never seen these 2 cuppers, you should pick one up, because a lot of recipes call for 2 cups, so it makes it easier. And baking soda. I do keep a little label in there so that I know this is baking soda. And then level that off. Sorry for the noise. And we need a half a teaspoon of salt. Here we go. And we also need a half a cup of cocoa. So what I'm going to do is, let me do this over here. Level this off. That's a 1/4 cup. And another 1/4 cup makes a half a cup. So that's it, guys. This one is definitely simple and easy. And we're just going to give it a mix, because you should always do this with your, if you're not sifting, just to get everything incorporated, and just, it softens everything up. But you could use a sifter, because you do get clumps sometimes in your cocoa, you know. I just kind of wing it. Living on the edge. No, just kidding. But yeah, that's how simple this recipe is, guys. Making cookies is so easy. What I do is always, you know, I have a cupboard that is just dedicated to the baking stuff. So I just pull out the stuff out of that area. I'll show it to you. I was going to clean it. It's not really that messy, but a little dusty. I'll show you, and then it makes my life so much easier. So maybe I'll make a video on that. And then you just want to incorporate all this together. And I'm just going to leave it sit here in a bowl for a little bit while I prep up the other stuff. I got to break the candy canes up. And instead of getting out my rolling pin, and which I don't really have to get it out, it's just right there. I'm just going to hit them between 2 paper plates with a jar and call it a day. That's what I did with the walnuts for the other recipe. I said, oh, I don't feel like getting out the rolling pin and put them in a bag and break them up. So then what I do now is double check that I have all the ingredients, which we do. We got our 2 cups of flour, a half a cup of cocoa, teaspoon of soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and then we have the wet ingredients we already went over, 2 eggs, a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of sugar, and 2 sticks of butter, which is 1 cup, and our almond. So we do have all of our ingredients, and these are going to be so good, guys. I've had fun doing this 7 days of cookies, and I'm going to put in some clips after I get done with this So you can see the other days. I'll put in clips of the cookies so you can see the cookies, and maybe you'll want to go and check those out. My lemon cookies are going, I got a lot of views on the lemon cookies. And actually, I think they were my favorite. Oh, the S cookies are really, really my favorite. But, oh my gosh, the S cookies, oh my God, I had to put them in the freezer, the ones I did make up, and then the dough. And yeah, because I'll sit and eat all of those. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So let me get this mixed up. That's it, guys. This is so simple, so easy. We're going to put them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. Just make sure you get down in the bottom of the pan or the bowl really good, and make sure you don't see any more white. They smell amazing. And we're going to just do these by spoonfuls, drop them on the cookie tray, simple and easy. And I'm just going to let this sit here just for a little bit, just to, you know, get all the flavors together while we break up the candy canes. And guys, these candy canes are from last year that I used for a recipe and never finished the box, because you know they give you the big old box of them. If you wanted a lot of them, they'd only give you a little, but these you don't want a lot of them, they give you a lot. So I'm just going to put them in a plate, put another plate over top, and beat them up with this jar. Simple and easy. And there you have it. All ready to go. And not too much of a mess. But you can get a baggie out so they don't fly all over. But no big deal. All right, guys. Here's our cookies. We're just doing them by the spoonful. Simple and easy. These remind me of my chocolate Italian cookies that I make. But they have raisins and walnuts in them. But these remind me of it. So this is just simple and easy. Just use a spoonful. And of course, you can make them bigger or smaller. Just make them all the same so they cook the same at the same time. And yeah, so they're going in for 10 minutes. And I'm making them a little bit on the small side, so for Christmas. But when I make these on a regular basis, just chocolate cookies, I make them a little bit bigger, because who doesn't like a bigger cookie? So we're going in 10 minutes. Okay, guys, this is I call it my cupboard, but it's just a wire rack. But yeah, I got these on Amazon, which you can get them at Walmart or anywhere. And I keep all my stuff up there. And it's also considered a catch-all because it just catches everything, schoolwork, mail. And then down here I keep the measuring cups. Some of them are being used or in the sink. And then my flour, sugar, salt, and all that. And I'm only going to show you a little down there because it's dusty, but that's where all my bowls are. So it makes it so easy. My measuring or my rolling pin is back there behind this basket. So yeah, so that just makes my life easier. And I keep my teas up here and some coffee and all the goodies. And it's a mess, but it needs to be cleaned. And then that way I can just reach for these things so easy. And I got some mail, Christmas cards. It's a kind of a catch-all. This is chocolate from one of the recipes, but usually the measuring cup just sits there empty, and then it catches everything as well. Pens and whatever. But I have chocolate in it that I'm going to reuse for another recipe. And yeah, I keep my butter and some of my trays, my scales under there. You can't really see it. But yeah, that's it, guys. And I hang up my measuring spoons. The cups too, but I just got to reorganize that. But it's easy to just grab the spoons when they're right back there. Like I said, some of them are dirty. And then this I got as a gift, a home warming gift. And it just fits good for all my spices. And I keep my other spices in the cabinet, you know, like your savory spices. But this is all just for baking. Yeah, so maybe you guys can try that out and maybe it'll help you out. And that way I just have to grab from there and it's easier. So maybe we'll do a video. I'll take everything off, organize it, clean it so you can really see what's up there and how I do it. And yeah, so sorry it's a little messy. And then guys, here's some more of my stuff that's got to go over there on that shelf. I got this container and I put all this in here for my royal sugar cookies. So I got some bags and the cookie cutters and I put them all in here so that when I make them, I can just pull that out. And I got some nuts, some sprinkles, 2 different kinds of sprinkles. And yeah, so that way that's got to go on that stand. And yeah. Then at this end of my counter, guys, this is where I do my work and I set up everything. So this is getting ready for me to start my next step in these cookies. And yeah, so you got a little bit of what's Mama cooking for us kitchen today. Quick view of my sink, clean as you go. I rinse off the bowl first with hot water, put some dish soap, let it soak. And like I always tell you guys, clean as you go. That way when you're all done, you can relax. Okay, they just came out of the oven, 10 minutes. They look delicious. I probably should have made them a little bit smaller because I want my Christmas cookies to just be a little on the smaller side. But we are going to enjoy these. These are going to be delicious. I'm going to take the dough, put it in the freezer for later. And I'm going to freeze a couple of these to see if they freeze good. And then they'll go on my cookie tray. Okay, so what I did was I let them stay on the pan for a minute to cool, and I left them on that pad, and then I took the pad off carefully and set that on the rack, let that sit on the rack. Then I took them off the pad and put them on here. Simple and easy. And of course, we have to let them cool completely before we start doing the frosting. All right, you guys, the sun is shining bright. We got our cookies ready. I just put a little white chocolate in here with a little tiny bit of coconut oil. Put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, stirred it, and then another 15 seconds because it's only a little bit. A little bit. So we're gonna get our wax paper and we're gonna do these up kind of fast because the video is kind of long. And we're just gonna do them on half just to make them look pretty. And you could dip them if you wanted to, but I'm not dipping. You dip, we dip, you dip. And then you want to put your little sprinkles on right away before it hardens. Not sprinkles, you know, these things. Let's try dipping one. No, because I don't want it on the back. I only want it on the top. And you could do the whole top if you wanted to. And plus, you know, homemade cookies are not supposed to be perfect. They're just supposed to taste good. Oh my gosh. And guys, I reuse my paper because you can use this for when you're frosting. After you baked on them, you can use them for other things. I'm going to get a few more of these made up and we'll be right back. All right, they're all finished. I decided to do them all on the top of them, on some of them, because I think those are just prettier. It's like having, you know, bark on top of a cookie, even though they're all that way. But I don't know. Which ones do you guys like best? Let me know. And yeah, I'm going to end this video really quick because since showing you my kitchen a little bit, it's taken a lot. And yeah, I used all of it. So let me get these on a platter and let's give them a taste. One more thing, guys. My lemon cookies have almost 500 views in just 2 days. So go check them out. The Florentine cookies are in second, but the other ones haven't came out yet because they're coming out day by day. But yeah, guys, go check them all out. Alrighty, these cookies look delicious. Let's give them a taste. We are finally done. I am cleaned up. Everything's done. It's just time to taste. So let's break one open and see. Look at that. Ooh, it's going to be soft and a little crunchy from the top. Let's give it a bite. Got a nice crunch. But not too much. Ooh, it's soft and creamy. Oh my gosh, so good. Give this recipe a try, guys. Give all the recipes a try. 7 days of Christmas cookies. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. And go check out all my playlists, all my cookies, holiday treats. Yeah, so thanks for joining me, guys. And Merry Christmas, everyone. See you on the next one. Be blessed.